Welcome back, everybody. So the last time I did a piece where we were in my smaller sketchbook, I was doing Jinx versus Echo, and that ended up actually being a whole little travesty on the internet for a little bit. But today we're going to be working on Isha from Arcane. I just really love this character. Well, as you guys know, I started on the other side of Jinx, and I wasn't sure actually how to go about coloring the other side, and I went and I looked on Reddit, and I think a few people in my last one gave me some comments on how to actually do the back side, and I realized that I'm probably not going to do back sides anymore simply because it is just too much work. I found these markers. These are acrylic markers. They're not the Artxx markers. They're ones that I found from another user. I don't remember her name, but if I can remember it, I'll probably put it on screen or put it below. But excuse my voice. I'm not really good at talking right now because I'm just still sick. And I'm just trying my best. So what made me decide to do Isha? Oh no, sorry. I wanted to talk about the markers. So I bought these laconile markers. I saw them from the other brand that I was talking about. She did a little spread in her sketchbook, and I was like, oh my god, these are almost like the Artxx markers. I wonder if they're any good. So I'm friends with another YouTuber named and I asked her if I sent her the money if she would buy these for me, because for some reason they're only in the UK. So I don't know. I just wanted to try them, so I sent her the money. She sent me the item, and it came in a box of 48 colors. Now, a lot of the colors that are in there are in the Artxx markers, and they really do feel the same. They go on like butter, just like the other ones do. I really can't complain. Like, that's a car, yes. That is a car. I live in the city. I'm so sorry. So as you can see, I'm like kind of doing a lot of like overpainting because the alcohol markers on the other side just bled through, and this is part of the reason why I probably will just do. Someone suggested that I take glue and then I stick the glue to the other piece so that every time I flip the pages, I'm just flipping to art, and anything that's on the other side will just not get seen, so no one has to look at it. And I'm probably just going to do that from now on, even though that might half or whatever. I don't know. It might make my pages look worse, or I have less pages. But I'm fine with that. That's not really a problem for me now. So what I decided when I wanted to do like grown-up Isha is that I wanted to use the back side of Jinx because I was just going to paint her hair blue, because I figured, if she ever did grow to be an adult, she would be a lot like Jinx. And she would probably keep the blue hair since she really, really, really liked blue hair, especially after Jinx dyed it for her. She'd probably keep dyeing it blue. And I just thought that would be really cute. And I also tried to have the same hairstyle as in the show, because I figured she liked keeping her hair short, kind of like how Powder did. I don't know if she would have her hair long, but I just figured I wanted something different. So I figured it would be a short hairstyle with a little braid on it, like in the show. And if you guys haven't watched Arcane yet, oh my god, you guys gotta watch it. I don't know why you haven't. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It really is a good show. But I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I might do another character from Arcane, maybe not. We'll see after this one. Because I'm gonna have to finish this in multiple videos because it just took too long. And oh my god, you know what I got recently? I got an iPhone. I got gifted an iPhone. Not for anything special, but okay, so let me tell you something. So my husband has an iPhone, and sometimes I record some of my videos for my other channel or for this channel using his iPhone because the picture quality is just better. It just is. But I didn't want to like take it, and then I recently got one secondhand, which is, it was just somebody's that they didn't need anymore. So I took it, and it's like an iPhone 13. I'm not going to use it for actually a phone, but I went and I got a case for it, and I got this cute little thing. I don't remember the name of it. I swear to God, I don't remember the name of anything I buy. But I bought this little thing. It's like a magnet, and it snaps on the back of the iPhone, and it makes it so that you can actually like record with your phone tilted very close. It was I think it was made with artists in mind, because you can tilt it upwards where it puts your phone in a little bit of a triangle, and then you can record, which is oh my god, it's the best thing ever. I used it like so many times. Like I used it in one of my other videos. Actually, I'm using it in this video right now, and it's like sitting in front of me. And a lot of my problems with a lot of recording for me is that when I'm recording, I need to have all this room, and I wish I had like enough room for more, but I just don't. And I needed something that I could take with me to places that would be like, you know, I could just take this in my phone in my pocket and then go somewhere. Because the last time, oh my god, let me tell you, the Nazarel video, I'm going to link it at the end, please go watch it. I am at a Panera Bread, and I brought this device with me, and it didn't work, and it was so cringy, and I was so embarrassed. Like, you couldn't hear, but people were like talking to me and asking me so many questions. Ugh. It was just embarrassing, and I just don't want to do that again. I'd rather have something small where people are like, you. Okay, so just imagine you're in Panera Bread, okay? And you're like, I'm just going to record something real quick. So you have this device, and it's a tripod, and it goes over, like it can curl around. And when it curls around, it holds your phone. And the thing is like, I thought I was going to be going at a time when no one's going to be there. But so many people were there. It was so full. And I picked the biggest table to myself because I wanted the natural light. And I wanted the white background because it really does look good in video and in pictures. But the act of sitting in a Panera Bread with all of these items and pulling out all of your markers, because I also have like the Jazza bag, like the big Jazza bag. I bought that so I could carry my stuff with me as I go to places, and it's cool and I love it. You know, like, don't get me wrong, that thing is badass, but at the same time, it's big. And dragging it with you, and then also dragging this big ass thing with you is embarrassing. So I'm gonna have to find another solution. I wanted a solution where I actually had a white thing underneath my desk, but I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't find what I was looking for. I wanted like I want aesthetics. I want aesthetics. I thought about maybe putting it on my coffee table, but then I would have to color on my coffee table, and that's a whole nother issue. If I could go outside all the time, I think I would do that. But anyway, back to this drawing. So now I'm starting the ink process. I bought all these. So I really love Gret's Lucky's like art style, especially her traditional stuff. And I'm part of her Patreon, so I get to ask her questions about what she bought. And I always look up stuff that she is using, and then I buy it, and then I try it. And I'm always like trying to find something that works for me. Like, she has so many. I wish I had her setup. Her setup is so keen. I wish I had it for myself. But what I have is working right now. I think I want to learn how to use some of my fancier pens I got. But this pen is actually pretty good because you can scratch a little bit with it and it still looks like it's making good lines. And I also figured with Isha that I was going to give her hat. Well, not her hat, her miner's hat. And you would think that there would be so many different like references of her hat, but unless you're actually looking at the show, there's no like top reference of the hats. There's like figurines and stuff, but they don't actually let you see the top of it. So I just had to kind of figure out what I think the top of it likely looked like based off the pictures from the sides, because like there's like a few frames where you could see the top of it, but it's blurry in the show. it's like upside down. But that's what I'm really going for. So I really like getting back to inking. It's probably the thing that I miss the most about traditional art, was that I used to be really, really good at inking because I was so meticulous. Because I used to actually, oh my god, hear me out. I used to buy Sharpie markers and felt markers. And you know those, oh my god, they're so old. So when you buy those types of markers, they're so thick and they're not thin at all, but they're cheap, right? So my mom would only be willing to buy me cheap materials, and Sharpie markers and felt tip markers were the only things. Well, felt tip pens. So I had to learn how to get really good with felt tip pens. And then when I got a little bit older, when I was like 16, she bought me some real stuff for my birthday. And I started using those for everything. I can't even remember. They're the micron something. They're the micron felt tips, not felt tip, micron something. Okay, I found it. It is the Pilot Precise V5. Those were my pens. That was the pen. Even though they're like, oh my god, I love those pens forever. I would keep those for I would write with them. I even think I even bought some recently just because I like writing with them, and I used to go over my art with them. I don't have any of art from that. I have a few pieces from that time ago, but I don't have enough pieces that I could show you guys that would be worth anything, because when I was a kid, I actually used to, oh my god, this is the worst thing. It's the biggest lesson I learned from being a young artist. I feel like every artist goes through this, and then they either make a decision and then they go back and forth on it. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you did this. I would get these big sketchbooks from, it was Borders, and I would be like, I'm gonna draw on these all the time. But my parents were very, they did not like my drawings. They didn't think, like, let's put it this way. My parents, like now, right now, they know that I draw, but they did not know how good I had gotten, because they never looked at my art, and then when they did look at my art, they didn't like what they saw. So they would either get rid of it, they would rip it up, or they would take it away from me, and then I wouldn't be allowed to draw things. So a lot of my drawings aren't around unless I scanned them. Like, I remember this one time, my mom took my art because she thought it was like SA, but it wasn't. It just kind of looked like it. And she ripped it and she put it in the garbage. And what I did is the moment she was gone, I went and I grabbed out of the garbage, I ripped up another piece of paper, and I put it in there so she would think that was the same drawing. I taped it back together, and then I scanned it, and I have it somewhere. I just don't know where that is. I do have that specific one somewhere. It was a picture of like Cloud in my Final Fantasy VII OC. Oh my goodness. One day when I'm done being cringe, maybe I'll show you guys my old Final Fantasy OC art, because it was definitely art of the time for me. I was very, very, very edgy, and I was like very depressed, and I was going through a lot, and you could see that through my art at that time. That's kind of why I show people some of my old art, because I show them the pieces of art that I did for other people, or art that I did of characters. I don't show them the stuff that I did that was personal of my characters. And I just wanted to apologize again for my voice. I'm having such a hard time talking through this video. I wish I could I wish there was an alternative. And I'm thinking that all of my videos are going to have this like filter, little glitchy thing over it, just because I like it. It has an aesthetic, and I'm gonna figure it out. What I want the aesthetic to be is I kind of want that, what is it called? The Computer Chronicles. It is this show that was on in the 80s that my husband watches, where they talk about DOS and stuff, but it's very aesthetic. It's very 80s. These people are in this like room that has the wood paneling and everything, and it's all warm. And everyone is like in these suits talking about DOS. It's kind of funny. But I feel like my husband was like born in another decade. But I really do want to hear your feedback on whether or not you guys like the filter, which is like the VHS digital thingy, or I don't know. I just want your opinion on if I should continue using it or just make it really clean, because all of like the draw with me's that I see are they're either clean or they're comfy, and I'm trying to go for like 80s comfy, I guess, if that's a thing you can be. I just wanted to thank you guys for being here and watching my channel, even though maybe I'm a little bit cringe. Oh yeah, I have to tell you guys about this other thing I saw. Okay, so I'm in physical therapy for a car wreck that I was in, right? And I have been like finding places to get food from like after that, because I go every morning, and I started going to this place called the Big Egg, and sometimes I would go in the afternoon and I'm like, well, I don't want that. So I found this place. It's called Crepe Escape. It's a place that it doesn't even sell crepes really. They sell like fake crepes. What they do is they put like, okay, they make a crepe, and then they put a stick on it, in it, right? And then they make it like, the crepes are like diamonds, right? And then they put like a whole bunch of stuff all over the crepe, and then they give it to you in a box like it's a hot dog, and then you can eat it, and it's warm, and it has like stuff on it. It's very, very good, but it also has boba tea. So I went there last week, and I got boba tea and a Crepe Escape crepe, and it was so good that today I actually did the same thing, but I got it delivered instead of going there, because it's across town, and I didn't really feel like driving across town. Now I know that this drawing isn't even near completed, but I'm getting closer to it. Oh my god, this is another reason why I do not want to draw on the back of my drawings unless I can see, because I actually like had to try to figure out what her hands look like, because like I drew this a few weeks ago. I didn't draw this like right away. So I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to remember where her hands are. No, did not remember that. No, was completely dumb. And I had to try to like, what I did was I like went around, and then I painted around, and then I kind of tried to figure out what her hands were, because I had long lost the reference. Like once I do my sketches, I don't keep the reference. I rarely keep the reference on me unless I actually have to have it. And that's part of the problem, because I always end up losing them and then needing them. But then I'm like, I'm never going to need this.
Can we
like
just
99% of the time I don't need it. And then there's like that 1% where I'm like,
time?
oh man, I don't remember how her hands were situated. What am I going to do now? I'm going to wing it. That's what I do. I wing it. Oh, also, I actually forgot to talk about what that thing is that I do that I wonder if other people do. Do you guys, when you guys had physical sketchbooks, did you get really upset and like tear out your stuff, or get weird and then tear out your stuff? Like the moment you put down like 2 little marks, instead of erasing, you just rip it out, and then by the end of your sketchbook, you had like 30 pages or less, because even though it came in like a pack of like 500, now it's literally like 30 because you ripped out so many pages. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But if it's not me, please tell me, because I feel alone. Because my other friend, her dad used to buy her sketchbooks, right? But there was a sketchbook that it was like a fancy one. It was a leather one. And she was not allowed to draw what she wanted to draw in there. She could only draw what could be presented, because her father would just like take it and then show it to people. So she couldn't draw anything that was like her true expression in it without him coming and being like, that can't be in there. So I always thought that was an interesting thing, because my parents never did that. I remember like I told my dad not too long ago, I was like, yeah, I draw, like I'm like not terrible. And he goes, you draw? I was like, yes, I draw. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I was working. I just didn't think you just kept up with that. And then I showed him my art, and he's like, you drew this? When did you get good at drawing? I'm like, Dad, I've been drawing. It's crazy. And I don't mean to talk about AI on this channel, but, because that's another channel discussion. But it's part of the reason why I think that artists will never go away, because there's always going to be someone who feels like they can't express themselves, and they're going to want to do it themselves. Not in the way that AI bros do it, but in the way that humans want to do it. Like, there's something about being in your room and just drawing to yourself and then just figuring it out. Like, I just don't think typing a prompt is going to give you the feeling of discovering. Like, when you're really sad, you just draw sad shit. And typing sad shit isn't the same. It doesn't give you the same gratification. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But I wanted to thank you guys for coming and watching me. You know, I think I said it before, but I don't remember. But if you want to support my channel, feel free by, I have a Patreon. And on my Patreon, I put my high-res art. I do a blog on there where I'm talking about my light novel. And I've mentioned my light novel numerous times on this channel. And I'm going to be putting up my mermaid stuff up there, not the comic. I'm not going to put the comic up there. I might put the ugly parts of it on there so you guys can see it. But there's a few different tiers. If that's interesting to you, you can feel free to do that. I'm also desperately trying to get verified on VGen. I more or less want to get verified on there so that I can raise my commission prices. So they're a little bit more realistic to my skill level. So I can offer more and maybe get a little bit of side money. Because when you do this stuff, you're just always trying to find a way to siphon money to yourself. And I know that sounds like very transparent and maybe a little bit weird of me, but I'm like self-employed, so I gotta try to see where I can get. And I really would like to start taking commissions at a higher rate because I spend more time working on them than I'm getting paid. Not that I mind it, but that's usually just how it is. So my thing is I have line art flats for 12 bucks, and then I do black and white or just a little bit of color on it. And then the other thing that I do is I do world building help. I'll do one world building thing for you where I'll look over it and give you like feedback for $7, and I'll give you comments and stuff to help you improve. So if that's interesting to you, please go visit my VGen or my Patreon, because I do give art critiques on my Patreon. So if this is any interesting to you and you really love my channel, you just love this, I guess, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, and please turn on the notification bell, because I know that I got a whole influx of users, and I would love it if you guys could watch my long form content like you watch my short form content. So I'm about finished with this part of the picture, and the next time I upload, it will be probably another video where I'm just, it'll be a longer video. I might speed it up so it's shorter. Do you guys prefer the 20 minutes or the 40 minutes? Just let me know in the comments, because I feel like the 20 minutes is the sweet spot. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy your Easter, and I'll see you around. Peace out. Also, a quick thank you to all the music that I put. You guys should follow all those channels below.